Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're looking at the Chopard Mille Miglia Zagato limited edition of 500 pieces. You can see this limited edition GMT chronograph on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoyed these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time to see our full listing for this watch with additional accessories included, high-resolution images, and naturally complete pricing details. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, this is a large but not strictly oversized timepiece. It's definitely the image of the modern sports watch, and thanks to the Zagato design collaboration, even a little bit more expressive and flamboyant than a standard Chopard Mille Miglia. But the bare dimensions are quite manageable. Now this watch is 42 millimeters across the round of the case, not including the crown guard, the chronograph pushers, or the crown, and it's a reasonable, although substantial 15 millimeters thick. Not the watch to slide underneath the tightest of dress cuffs, but it does have a sloped conical bezel, so it will manage sport jacket or blazer sleeves. Now from lug to lug, the watch probably sports its most imposing dimension. 52 millimeters from lug to lug. Nevertheless, it is an easy 52 millimeters to wear on a small wrist. My wrist is 16 centimeters, and you can see to good effect how this one just sort of wraps itself around the forearm. Even if your wrist is as small as 14 centimeters, maybe 14 and a half. I would say that this watch is going to fit quite securely with great sense of proportion and a planted stance, and here's why. Chopard is smart about the way it forms these lugs and this custom Zagato designed strap. Now you can see how the lugs are relatively short and they thrust down sharply around the outer circumference of the case, so they do trace the arc of the wrist. And although this strap does conform to the case flanks, that is, it's completely integrated, it doesn't have the tendency to fight the curve of your wrist. It really is very supple. It feels like fine Italian leather upholstery in a Ferrari, a Maserati, or a Lancia. Very impressive. It's also incredibly handsome. Hand-stitched, it's made of calfskin on both sides, with a gorgeous channeling reminiscent of Zagato's interior work, and of course the watch sports the classic tritone of white, red, and black continued beautifully on the strap itself. This is a treat against the skin. Now it's paired with a fantastic black DLC Chopard deployant clasp. Now this one's a double deployant, so as I mentioned, the watch is nicely shaped to fit around a smaller wrist. The fact that it has a double deployant clasp, again, makes it quite compatible with a smaller wrist. It doesn't have that one big up and over fold that can pinch a smaller wrist, so the clasp keeps us on the right track. With this Mille Miglia, we're not going off course. The bottom line is that the watch is true to the 1988 to present Chopard Mille Miglia line, but it's completely unique in that continuity, in that all of the aesthetics, while true to Chopard's basic design language, were specified by Zagato. Now, Zagato of Milan has worked with Alfa Romeo, Lancia, Maserati, Lamborghini, Ferrari, and perhaps most memorably and enduringly, Aston Martin. So in this case, Zagato took the lead on the design of this watch, everything from the case, which is black DLC steel, to the strap, which is uniquely channeled, multicolored, and of course hand-stitched. Now the dial, if you look carefully, actually bears a repeating motif that is the Zagato corporate Z emblem. It also features a great deal of articulation, texture, and depth. As you can see, all of the sub-registers are countersunk, and the watch has nicely stepped and fully loomed hour indices. So this is a true sports watch in every sense, easily visible in low or no light. It also gives you the functionality of a GMT second time zone, and you can see the 24-hour scale is cut into the bezel itself, as well as a jump date. Combined with a chronograph, this really is the ideal companion for armchair racers, road rally drivers, or simply those who are enthusiasts of beautifully styled modern sports watches. Now on the case back, you can see the Mille Miglia logo. The Mille Miglia itself was run as an active race between 1927 and 1957. Since 1977, it's been a commemorative event dedicated to the historic racing machines that would have contested the original version of the race, albeit with a less dangerous route and legal speeds. Now, internal to the watch, and just beneath that commemorative caseback, which notes a limited edition of 500, we have a COSC chronometer spec Valjoux 7754. Now the 7754 features both the date and the second time zone in tandem with the chronograph functions, the tri-register chronograph. Automatic winding, it's an exceptionally efficient unidirectional winding system, and it maintains the underlying virtues of the 7750, albeit in chronometer specification. So you have a very robust tractor caliber, set it and forget it reliability. You also get a quick set for the date. When you turn the crown in opposite directions in the first setting position, you get the ability to toggle between the second time zone and the date. Pull the crown to extremity. It does hack the balance, stop the seconds, permitting precise synchronization to a known accurate quartz clock, or, if you please, race timer. This is a watch that's mechanically robust and stylistically distinctive. Part of a limited edition of 500, this is for the enthusiast of automobiles as well as the enthusiast of high-end sports watches. You don't necessarily have to like cars or even know what Zagato is to enjoy the distinctive look and fine performance of this Chopard Mille Miglia Zagato limited edition of 500. You can see it and you can buy it on our website, watchyouwant.com.